Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I release a Legacy video every Friday. If you want to support the channel, you can do so by joining the Patreon. Here, you can gain access to perks such as a continuously updated sideboard guide for Legacy Doomsday, as well as being able to send private messages. You can do so by clicking the link in the video description or going to patreon.com/NevilleShootMTG. Thanks so much. I hope you enjoy the video. Hello everyone, Martin here, back with another Legacy video, and today I am playing another take on Turbo Doomsday. This is probably going to be one of my concluding videos playing Demonic Counsel, unless I am able to convince myself this card is supposed to continue to be in the deck, basically. I played it in Esper, I played a non-Esper, sort of just Dimir version with Mishra's Baubles. This time I'm trying with no Baubles, but full 4 Street Wraith. So we are 4 Petal, 4 Street Wraith, 2 Edge of Autumn. In all intents and purposes, a Turbo Doomsday deck, but we're not playing Personal Tutor, right? The traditional Turbo Doomsday deck would be playing probably 3 or 4 Personal Tutor. We're not doing that. The only sort of shenanigan-y card left right now is this Omen of the Sea that I'm still kind of interested in trying out. And then the sideboard is mostly a pivot towards like playing against Dimir Tempo with Barrowghosts and Sheoldreds, and we have a little bit for the graveyard and some Forces of Negation for like Mystic Forge type stuff, and also just other combo in general. And yeah, let's give it a go. On the play in round number 1. Yeah, let's try this. We are able to get instant, creature and sorcery at the very least into the graveyard here. Let's start off by cycling a Street Wraith. And there's an instant. I think I'm just gonna ponder. Yeah, I like these. Let's grab Ponder. So we have the choice between pitching Brainstorm and Ponder to force if we need to, and then like drawing a land is pretty good. If we get Wastelanded, there's another land. Oh, hello. Oops, all spells. Do you just jam here? Dark Ritual. Okay. I mean, if they have Dark Ritual into like Thoughtseize and then more Dark Ritual, then it sucks. But okay, I think I'm actually going to pitch Ponder here. Let's see if they have the Pact of Negation. Looks like they didn't. Okay. So we can Demonic Counsel for another Force of Will if we want to. And maybe that's fine. I think the next card down is a land. I think I actually don't mind just Demonic Counsel for Force of Will here. We could have like taken another turn off, then Demonic Counsel for like taking our 3rd land, then Demonic Counsel for Doomsday, and then another turn, then we win on the same turn, but I'm not comfortable with that versus their 5 cards, but they are just passing. Okay. Daze. Okay. I'm going to cycle the Street Wraith now, and then I'm going to cast Brainstorm. Okay. That's pretty good. Let's put we can duress them here if we want to, but I think I would rather just try and win on the same turn next turn. So I'm going to put back duress and then Doomsday, and then hope that our Force of Will is going to carry us through here. And I'll pass. I should have played out the LED, I guess. Hopefully it won't matter. Okay, so they bolt that in. Here's a Chrome Mox. Let's hope they aren't able to beat a Force of Will. Dread Return. Okay. Let's force that. Last card will need to be packed. And it is. Oh my god, I hate my life. Oh. Dang, dang, dang. Okay. Well, guess we lose. And it's not like they can, like, they have a card in hand that they would need in the graveyard. So I'm just going to have a look at their deck. They exile the Poxwalkers, but I'm not expecting that to matter. So they hit 2. They only played 2 Narcomoeba, I guess. And then... Yeah, I am good to concede here. Wow, that was disappointing. So if I take the Duress instead, then I have Duress that beats their hand with the Force of Will. Then I untap and cast Doomsday and then pass the turn. Then I have to fade one more turn. Maybe that is just better. I don't know. Oh, God. That was tough to take. All right. 2 Grafdigger's Cages here. And 2 Force of Negation. Let's get rid of the Omen of the Sea. Let's get rid of Jace. Let's get rid of the Cavern of Souls. And... like 1 Street Wraith, maybe. Gosh, I think I keep this hand, but I'm certainly not thrilled. Mulligan to 6. I'm down to 5 now. Obviously, like, Duress is not amazing because I can't take any of their combo pieces. So I can basically only take either Pact of Negation or, like, Rituals, but that's still something. And I'm going to see what they have. Double Thoughtseize, Cabal Therapy, Fell the Profane. Oh, yikes. So I'm gonna lose. I could take the Fell the Profane, but they have another creature here that's a land. So I'm gonna take Cabal Therapy actually, and then I'm just gonna pass. Like, imagine if the top of my deck is a Dark Ritual. I guess then I can just daze their Thoughtseize, but I am just gonna let them Thoughtseize me here. Okay, they take my days, move on with their life. I could fetch and surveil here, but I could also not let them know what land I drew and cycle Demonic Counsel. Okay, here we are again. So they get to Thoughtseize me next turn as well. So I could Demonic Counsel just get like a land that guarantees I can cast Doomsday next turn. Anything I get that I don't play out is gonna just be gone. I think I do that though. Talk about underwhelming. Casting Demonic Tutor, getting a land. Yeah. Alright, pass. They're shocking this in, so maybe they just found something to combo with. Okay. What do I want to draw most here? A Daze, maybe? Are you kidding me? And I boarded out the Jace. That means another discard spell. I'm not even gonna entertain that. I guess I'll put a Doomsday in the pile. Okay, so cycle, Street Wraith. Yeah, Edge of Autumn, Street Wraith, and Doomsday. And we pass. And we have to hope to not lose immediately here on their turn. And they can look through our exile zone and pretty quickly establish that I have no more Force of Wills. I have nothing that interacts with them. At least they can count to 4 force in 4 days. Maybe that's more fair, a fair way to put it. Oh, are we really getting a turn here? That's amazing. Pause on our upkeep. Okay. Let's cycle this and cycle here. And then I am gonna play the Thassa. Yeah. Alright, sweet. So we are 1-1 in games here, and then it's off to the tricky game 3 on the draw. Yeah, I don't think anything changes here. I guess I don't know if they're like if they have a relevant creature plan, but I don't think if you're them and you're on a creature plan, I don't think you want to really pivot versus Doomsday. Okay. I guess we have to keep this hand. They mulligan to 6. Here comes the Agadim. And a Cabal Therapy. Okay. They are going to hit here. They're going to name Force of Will or Doomsday. I can't imagine anything else. Yeah. Okay. But if we hit a Dark Ritual here, we're just off to the races. Okay. LED. I guess I just pass here. Like having to daze kind of sucks. Because we ideally want to be casting Doomsday next turn, but yeah, I don't know. Thoughtseize. Yep, okay. We lose the Doomsday. Nothing can be done there. Let's get under City Sewers here. Demonic Counsel. Yeah, don't mind if I do. So I guess we cycle Street Wraith. Dark Ritual. I mean, okay. Let's counsel for Doomsday and cast Doomsday. And then we have a daze to hold down the fort. We're not going to be playing around anything here. I don't expect them to have like Torpor Orb or I don't know, whatever. So yeah, 4 cyclers and Thassa's Oracle. We have to beat the 3 cards in their hand and the card on top of their deck. Alright, pass. They know our hand. Thoughtseize. Guess I'll daze. I have to hope that, yeah, okay, sweet, they're paying for that. They can take the LED, we don't need that. That also means they are not winning, I think. Yeah, alright. They knew the hand, they knew the LED, and I'm guessing they just don't have it themselves to win, and they were just thinking, well, maybe he needs the LED, and that was all they could do. So, yeah. All right, sweet, they concede. All right, just quick snap analysis, because that is kind of the point of this as well. So if the Demonic Counsel had been personal tutor, that basically gives the opponent a turn, right? Not saying it would have made a difference, but it very well could have. It's like one more card is basically a whole extra turn for them. So in that instance, I think that was an example of Demonic Counsel being pretty sweet, and also like the whole enabling delirium has worked pretty well in these two in this first round. I have had delirium with 4 cards in the graveyard on turn 2 or something, I think, or turn 3 in 2 games here. Obviously, like personal tutor on turn 1 is like a lot better, at least, or a lot more functioning. If you turn 1 personal tutor, then you have you go down a card, but the next draw is Doomsday, and Demonic Counsel just doesn't really play at all on turn 1. So that's also why I'm playing 2 and not 3 or 4. I do not really like this hand very much. I am actually going to mulligan. It was close though. This is not great either, but I am going to keep, and I'm going to bottom, I guess, LED. Once upon a time, okay. And they reveal a wasteland. Okay, well, I'm happy that I'm able to fetch both basics here. So this is lands. Okay, they are on it here. They can make a beeline for Dark Depths. I don't think my Thoughtseize is going to be worth a whole lot. And maybe the fetch land is better kept for the Brainstorm. Okay, I'm going to start by cycling Street Wraith. Ponder was a good hit. And so is Doomsday. Alright, cool. There's the stage. I think I am actually going to fetch basic swamp here and cast Thoughtseize. Loam, Thespian Stage. Okay, so they don't have the Dark Depths. That's at least something. But they are going to start making friends here with their Saga. So consider is going... Oh, there's Lava Spur Boots. That's pretty sweet. So they can hit for like 9 now? Okay, so I am kind of dead here next turn. So we really want Consider to find us either a Lotus Petal or a Dark Ritual. If it does, then we're happy. Nope, that's a Thoughtseize. It's another land. It's also no bueno. Omen of the Sea. Alright, well, looks like we're losing here. Yep. Urza Saga just getting it done. We were too slow. Alright, we don't have a lot to bring in here. I guess Brazen Borrower and like a Force of Negation is decent. We can board out a Duress and a copy of Thoughtseize. And probably just submit. Alright, let's keep this hand. And I think we keep hold of the Street Wraith for now. And just fetch Basic Island and cast Ponder. These are no good. Let's shuffle these. Another Street Wraith. Alright, we'll pass. No need to cycle the Street Wraith quite yet. Urza Saga. And pass. I think I cycle one Street Wraith now. Draw Force of Will. Okay, I'm going to brainstorm. Let's get rid of Thassa's Oracle and a land. And then next turn, excuse me, next turn we can Demonic Counsel for Doomsday and cast Doomsday. They can like try and crop rotate or something and get Bajuka Bog, but I don't expect that to happen. I think I get Undercity Sewers though. If they want to crop rotate for a Wasteland, then that's okay. Another Council. No, I don't think I want that. Disruptor Flute. Okay, I guess I forced that. Ponder. Ponder not so amazing. And then I think I just cast the Council. Endurance here is a bitch. Alright, let's put Doomsday on the stack. I guess we take both of the win cons here. Maybe like a Force of Will. And then like a bunch of stuff, a bunch of cyclers. Maybe that we don't take the Jace, but instead like another land. And maybe we also get a fetch land instead of one of the Street Wraiths just to save a life. Oh no, hang on. I was grabbing a Force of Will. What am I doing? Alright, how does this look? So Force of Will on top, I can cycle Street Wraith into that. Then I draw Street Wraith. So it's, I'll be at 7, I'll be at 3, I'll be at 2 from the Force, and then, like, we won't be hellbent. Am I supposed to add an Edge of Autumn? So what's the worst they could do with regards to our lands here? Let's say they search for an expedition map. They have 1/2 mana. They play a land, which is a wasteland, and then they can't double wasteland me that way. Yeah, I think this is okay. We're gonna bet that we're not gonna get double wastelanded, and then We have Force of Will for Endurance. Or like choke or something if they try to choke us out. So we don't beat two things here, right? If they have choke plus endurance or double endurance or another flute plus endurance, then it's game over. Okay, here we go. It could be I'm supposed to be braver and just put like try and win with Jace instead. Because if I can make a pile that doesn't get to have Force of Will, basically is what I'm getting at, but does get to just have LED and Jace be the two top cards of the deck, and then like with the Street Wraith, we're happy, and that probably beats Endurance, or at least gives us a pretty good shot at beating Endurance anyways, so. Okay, they make a green mana. They can crop rotate for Wasteland, and then also Wasteland, then we're dead. So that is, then we have to force the crop rotation, basically. Okay. Here's a Mox Diamond that they get. Disruptor Flute, okay. Okay, here comes Saga. 3 cards left. Are 2 of them Endurance plus green card? Okay, they destroy a land. I choose not to get a land. Do they also have Wasteland? No. Okay, no, they already play a Saga. Yeah. Alright, sweet. So, if the last 2 cards are Endurance green card, we lose, but then they also really had a lot, you know? So, I'm okay with that. Oh, they had it. Okay, GG's. Alright, we are on the draw for game number, round number 3, sorry. I'm going to keep this turn 1 Doomsday with Daze. We'll see what our opponent does. Opponent is an Island Pass gamer. Okay, in that case, I think I also want to Island, but I want to Ponder. I don't want to lose to Force of Will here. Or Spell Pierce, that would be even worse. Another Daze. Okay, I think I like this Daze plus the Edge of Autumn for next turn. That's pretty good. Oh, let's show and tell. Oh no. Okay, stock up. Alrighty. Alright, well. Let's see how we do. Spell Pierce, okay. Daze. And Doomsday just resolved. I could try and win here. I can also just try and make it so that they can never put Doomsday, or sorry, Show and Tell on the stack. Because I'll just be cycling into it. I think I like that more. Okay, Oracle. So the problem is I can't also Daze, unfortunately, because I'll be losing the land to the Edge of Autumn. That's just the way the cookie's going to have to crumble. Okay, I will make a pile that has Cavern of Souls on the bottom and then Thassa's Oracle on top and then 3 cyclers. So of course if they can like Cunning Wish if they're on a Cunning Wish build, then that's pretty good. I also actually do get to Daze if I want to cast Consider instead of cycling the edge. And then if they counter the consider, then I still just get to Edge of Autumn, I guess. They do have a Cunning Wish. I think I have to let this resolve, and then like, I think it's surgical. Okay. Do I care about that? I think I just let that happen. They shuffle my deck. If I draw like Cavern of Souls, but I can even like, I can cast Consider just to draw a card, and then I think I should be fine either way. I thought they were going to get like Consign to Memory, if I'm being honest. And we draw Consider, or rather, we draw Street Wraith. I guess I can cycle the Street Wraith. There's Thassa's Oracle. Okay. I mean, we don't have to do anything here. If they're able to like, I still haven't seen a splash color. If they're on, I guess if they're on like Dimir and they Thoughtseize me here, then that's like game over. There's the Brainstorm. Okay. I think Dimir is probably the least likely. Splash color, like black. I think like green and red are more likely, but you never know. Let's see what comes out of this Prismatic Vista. Okay. It is green. Stock up. Guess I'll play my Consider. And might as well not lose the life. Yep. And they're passing, which should mean that we get to win. Okay, Omnitel with Cunning Wish. I think Force of Negation is fine. Sheoldred is also a card. I think, I mean, this Omen of the Sea has been pretty embarrassing, I think. Let's get rid of that, get rid of one Sheoldred, or rather one Street Wraith and one Edge of Autumn. Maybe it's 2 Street Wraith. I know that makes Delirium harder to come by, but we're also like playing Sheoldreds that can get countered and whatnot. Okay, I think I keep this hand. It's a little bit sort of on the pensive side. Okay, Ancient Tomb. Does that mean Disruptor Flute, I wonder? Well, there's Doomsday and Force of Negation. I think I take the Force of Negation here and pass. Lorien Revealed, okay. Tropical Iceland. Carpet of Flowers. Okay, that's really good. Cunning Wish. Okay, I think I Force of Negation that with one of my Force of Negations. And I think I try for Doomsday here. They were happy to let that resolve. So they certainly don't have days, because I was tapped out on that. Okay, they have Force of Will. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe that was a punt. And now they just get like 2 Lotus Petals every turn. Show and Tell. Do they also have Veil of Summer? That was countered. So they have something to show in. Jeez, funny. I wish I had Carpet of Flowers. A land's good. Okay, they Surveil away an Emrakul. I guess didn't want to draw that. Looks like they're flooding out a little bit. I'm gonna get Undercity Sewers. Sucks to give them more mana, but they already have like a lot of mana. That's not gonna be the problem. Yeah, I'll take a Ponder. Force of Will, Street Wraith, and Thoughtseize. I mean, I could Thoughtseize them here, and then what? Then I'm drawing Force where I can pitch the Jace, but I'm just not doing anything. I'm gonna shuffle these. Demonic Counsel. And I am not delirious. Let's see here. Sorcery, land, and instant. I could become delirious if I don't think they have a counterspell. But if they do, then we're both hellbent. Like if it's a force, I mean. Okay, I am gonna go like ant style here and hold priority. And make triple black here. Oh yeah, no, I was not had my head straight on. Of course, they could hardcast the Force of Will. Okay, so now they have 1 card and I have 0. I had 3 just a moment ago. I'm glad they countered that and not the Doomsday I was going to put on the stack. Show and tell. Okay, what do you have? Atraxa. I'm ready to concede. Just want to see what it shows. Flusterstorm. Okay. All right. I think we're fine. Fine with the setup here. Yeah. Oof. This is turn 1 Shoulder It if they don't have Force of Will. But then if they do have Force of Will, it's a pretty big blowout. I am going to do it though. I am going to try and looks like they have F6 here. Okay, maybe not. Oh, they did. All right. Let's hope this is good enough. They can just show and tell over this right now, like Ancient Tomb show and tell. GG's, but yeah. Okay, that's not a blue card. Would have loved for that to be a blue card. All right, let's surveil here. I'll take the Thassa. It's a blue card. All right. So they kept a hand that didn't have a Force of Will, or at least, yeah, no, it didn't have a Force of Will. So maybe that means they just had the combo sort of lined up here, but let's hope not. Like, we are a sorcery away from delirium. Let's see. It's this turn. They have to win this turn. Show and tell. I mean, Force of Will. I'm guessing they have an answer here. Okay. Pitch Omniscience. Now they're down to 2. So I am going to not put anything in here. They have Omniscience. They have Emrakul. Second Omniscience. Atraxa. Atraxa finding Emrakul wins the game. Atraxa finds no Emrakul. Does that mean I win? Because they can't draw a card here. They lose if they do. They choose Veil of Summer. Veil of Summer doesn't stop. Ooh, they had stock up. Okay. They also had stock up. That was a pretty good hand. And they had the Emerald. Okay, GG's. All right, on the play for round number 4. And yeah, okay. I'll turn 1 Surveil here and then have Force and Daze if opponent is up to no good. Guess I... Oh, that's actually tough. I think I have to put this in the graveyard. I mean, it sucks. It really gives away that I have a Force already. And that's not good. But I also don't think I want to be drawing another one. Okay, they have Wasteland. We draw another land. And let's just pass. Basic Mountain Wasteland. And Dragon's Rage Chandler. Okay. You don't see many basic mountains in like blue tempo decks. It's not to say that it can't be a blue tempo deck, but yeah. I'm not going to live afraid of Wasteland, so especially with my 3 lands here. Oh, don't want more of those. Another Daze, yikes. Ponder is good. We like Ponder. Oh, come on, deck. Alright, well, we're like... Deck is not cooperating. Okay, so it is a blue deck. Well, I mean, it is an Izzet deck. They preordain and surveil away a Misty Rainforest. And they go top bottom. They have a second DRC. I mean, maybe something other than a land or a Dark Ritual would be great. Well, that's the one card I'm not really weak to. Quarry Steelcutter. Yeah, that's fine. They probably have a Bauble to trigger it with. No? Okay, you got it. Wasteland it is. Doomsday! No, okay, Brainstorm though. That is pretty good. I think I'm okay playing this land out rather than keeping it. Seriously, deck? Get rid of a Dark Ritual, get rid of Underground Sea, pass with sadness in our face. Quarry Steelcutter, I think I probably daze this. They're going to be giving me opportunities to daze something here. Also, like having 2 of these is pretty scary. I assume they have like a counter spell. Okay, they just chose not to use it. Now this has Threshold. Or Delirium, I mean. Alright, let's fetch. I guess I'll get Basic Island, Basic Swamp here. Or at least like Basic Island now and then. Sorry about that. That was me blowing my lips. Okay, I'm just not feeling it. I feel like I'm just gonna concede. Yep. I think that is where I need to be in the concession stand. At least the sideboard here is pretty, I think, well set up to fight this particular matchup with all the black like threats here. They don't have like if they're straight Izzet, they aren't going to have a lot of answers. They know we're Doomsday because they saw Consider and Street Wraith. So assuming they're like tuned in at all, they know what's up. Thassa and Jace can go. Where does that leave us with regards to blue cards? 18. We also don't want LED. I think, and then we probably cut like, it's either 2 forces or like a force and a Street Wraith. Maybe force and a Street Wraith. Like Street Wraiths are pretty okay with Barrelgoyf counting. No lands, mulligan. Okay, this is good. It needs help. It needs a another land. I think I'm gonna put Consider in the bin or underneath the deck. And I'm gonna cycle the Street Wraith first in case I find Basic Island. Then I want to cast Ponder. I don't, so let's Thoughtseize here. Pyroblast. I think we take the Dragon's Rage Channeler, just take off some pressure. And we can largely ignore the Pyroblast. Or are they pondering here? Yeah, okay. So, best draw possible is probably Lotus Petal. And let's see what happened with that Ponder. They shuffled. Okay. Okay. I mean, that's obviously not ideal if they have a Wasteland. I'm gonna bin the Brainstorm Because I want more lands. That's all I really want. For the time being. If we survive this turn without getting wastelanded, then we have, and we do. Oh, that's so sweet. Then we have uncounterable Barrowgoyf next turn. If they still don't find wasteland, then there's another one coming. All right, here we go. Shieldred. Ooh, that's also very exciting, but I think it is going to be a Lurgoyf cavern here. And through the cavern, I'm going to send this here Barrowgoyf. Hopefully their hand is like full of pyroblasts and consign to memories and forces. That's not a wasteland. It's not a wasteland. So they can make a Murktide here. Okay, so Core Seal Cutter. Okay. Yeah, you have a second spell. You have some triggers. Underground Sea. Yeah, that's also not too bad. Maybe I'm supposed to ponder first. Yeah, I think I was. They want to kill the Barrowgoyf in exchange for both their things, but I have another Barrowgoyf. And guess what? One more. Yeah. Let's stack them like this. So we'll draw this Barrowgoyf. Then if next turn a Barrowgoyf gets to attack, then it will trigger and draw the Shieldred, or at least have Shieldred to choose from. I really hope they don't find a wasteland here. That's not wasteland. You get your trigger. We can play the same turn again. All right, let's Thoughtseize them here. Brainstorm, Lightning Bolt, Pyroblast. I think I'm going to take the Brainstorm, and then I'm going to attack here. We don't care about the Pyroblast at all, so like it was between that and and Lightning Bolt. Lightning Bolt means they can block with this Monk token and then just cast the Lightning Bolt, and that will finish off my Goyf. That does look like to be what's happening. Third Barrowgoyf. Yep, my second Barrowgoyf dies. Looks like they put a wasteland into their graveyard. Okay, I'm actually pretty happy about that. Now they're probably going to Pyroblast to get another trigger? I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe they're saving their Pyroblast. Yeah, so they have Pyroblast plus one unknown. They just put a wasteland into the graveyard. We just don't want them to draw days right now, I think, because we want to cast the Shieldred. Okay, DRC has to attack. Looks like a Murktide. That's good, so we know their hand. If they want to throw the Pyroblast and be hellbent to turn it into a is it a monk? Make monks? Yeah. Then I get that. 7/7 Merc. I wonder if they want to trade here. If they want to do little Paul Atreides. My life total is somewhat flush here. And here comes Shieldred. Their hand is Pyroblast. Please draw Brainstorm. Another DRC? That's not a Brainstorm. Do you Pyroblast here just to get some material on the board? I mean, what else is your Pyroblast really doing against all these black things? Nope, they're saving their Pyroblast. So I am going to attack. If we thought they might have Lightning Bolt, then this attack is not so good, but okay. They Pyroblast now. This doesn't trigger the Core Steel Cutter though. So I don't know, maybe just getting some Surveil. Oh, of course. They're trying to see if they can like get these Delirious. If they liked what they saw. Good thing I have another Shieldred. Maybe I am being just a little bit haphazard with my resources here. If their next card is something that doesn't care about children, I'm not sure what that would be. But then I am kind of out of it now. I have one Barrowgoyf left as a thing to do. As a thing that wins the game. So if this is like a Murktide, I think I win the race. But yeah, I'm not sure what it could be. Ponder. Okay, so they're hoping to get some triggers here, I guess. All right, so we take that game, and I think we keep things as is. Yeah, I'll keep this. Could be better, could be worse. Would love them to not have a Dragon's Rage Chandler. Delver of Secrets is also a little bit scary. I think we cycle this Street Wraith, and I think we cast Consider, like underneath a. Yeah, let's draw this Daze. Like if they tap out next turn, we can play Barrogoyf and have it survive, like have Daze. Okay, so they bauble themselves to get an extra like chance at a Delver trigger, basically. So the top card was not an instant or sorcery, so they're drawing that one. And now they hope the next one is. It was not. Okay. Here comes the little scientist. Another Delver. Okay. And Ponder. Okay. I am going to go for the Barrogoyf here on my turn. It does suck if they have like 2 answers, but I still think. Oh, and I get a Dark Ritual, so I don't even have to lose to like Daze plus Force. If they have double Force here, then that's fine. I mean, it's not fine, but you know. Let's get the basic Swamp. Cast a Dark Ret. Cast Barrogoyf. They do Force. Let's Daze. If they have another Force here, then they are pretty far ahead because, I mean, then I have nothing basically. Okay, Barrogoyf is in. Let's cast Brainstorm. We even draw another, like a Force of Will. That's pretty good. Yeah, let's put back the 2 lands and pass. Consign to memory. Yeah. GG's on that one. Wonder if they're gonna try and race me here. I guess what other choice do they have? Alright, here we go. No. How big is my friend? He's 5'6". Okay, so I could try and bounce. If I bounce and they pyroblast, or rather I bounce, they pyroblast, I force, then I'm kind of down a lot of resources, but then they also lose quite a bit. I could also just offer up the trade here. I think I offer up the trade, and then I'm gonna bounce. Okay, bouncing this. They probably have Pyroblast. We know one card in their hand is Consigned to Memory. It's Force of Will. Okay. Guess I'll force back. They would have Pyroblasted this if that was their last card. So their friend dies. And I can play another Barrogoyf next turn around Daze. It looks like a Murktide. Murktide is in. It's a 7/7. Barrogoyf has shrunk to a 3/4. I will attack. I think they have to block here. Okay, so Murktide dies. I gain 3 life. And I play another Barrogoyf and hope they haven't somehow found a Force of Will. So their hand is Delver and now 2 unknowns. There is Delver, Delverino. Somehow no sorcery in the graveyard is combined. I'll attack before showing them my land, but I do think just like playing this land is actually worth it. Okay, Delver blocks. Here comes Ponder. Ponder into a wasteland. So now Ponder is a sorcery. That's something at least. Brazen Bee. So my Barrogoyf was petty thefted. And I believe we know that their last card in hand has to be Delver of Secrets. We flash in our Brazen Borrower. We go to town. We play Barrow Boy. And let's play out the bloated delta to be able to fetch the survey land. Alright, that's good. Core Steel Cutter, and now they can play the Delver, and that's their... No. It is a Lightning Bolt. I must have lost track. I thought the Delver was for sure in their hand. The one I bounced. Okay. So, this might still get a bit interesting here. Let's get Undercity Sewers. Like, another black monster, I think, really, really pushes us close. I think Fatal Push is also good. Yeah, Fatal Push. I'm going to push the Monk, and then Barrowgoyf is going to get a trigger. I could just sack the Petal. I think I will, just to gain one more life, deal one more damage, and look at one more card. Okay. Barrowgoyf triggers, 5 looks. Yes, I will like to mill 5 cards. I hit nothing. Ah, that's disappointing. Okay. Unless they draw a Bauble, they can't cast 2 spells this turn. I guess no Ponder and Brainstorm. Never mind. Never mind me. They just tossing Brainstorms, you know, desperately into the Core Steel Cutter. All right. I draw another Barrowgoyf. That is very sweet. Here comes the attack. I'm assuming there's a block coming. And Barrowgoyf numero tres. Yes. Brainstorm. Another DRC. And that does give them another blocker with the Core Steel Cutter trigger. And I don't think there's a world where I'm supposed to do anything other than just turn sideways here. There's a little bit of a thing where I could not attack and then they're forced to attack with their DRC. But I think just this is also pretty forced, right? Again, they choose to take that trade. I'm at 45 life, they're at 4, and now I get a Barrowgoyf trigger. Can we hit something this time? Oh, yes we can. Hello, Sheoldred. Yeah, that draws the concession. Black creatures doing the thing. Alright, sweet. That's 2 and 2, so I guess the final round is to see if we finish on a positive. Alrighty, on the play for the final round. Yep, this is one of those hands we keep. I guess I don't mind cycling Street Wraith. I am like really fond of keeping hold of cyclers for an upcoming Doomsday, but I think like we can hit a discard spell, we can hit a ponder. Both of those things would be kind of interesting. And there is also just the off chance of like hitting a dark ritual. Hit another Street Wraith. I guess I cycle that one too. Okay, we do hit the Thoughtseize. I am just going to play off of non-basics. Okay, so it's that deck, and they do have Wasteland. That's a little bit annoying. What is Sand Scout? Do we care about that? Voice of Victory means we can't counter anything, and it mobilizes. Amp Raptor is the engine card, right? I guess I take the Amp Raptor. I don't know, maybe it's the Voice of Victory. I have a hard time figuring out these kinds of decks. The Wasteland is a little bit unfortunate. And there it is. There's a Force of Will, okay. Marsh Flats. I think we fetch Undercity Sewers here and just see if we can improve our spot here. I wouldn't mind a land. I would love a Dark Ritual. There's a land. Okay, so let's cast this Brainstorm. There is both a Dark Ritual and more lands. Yeah. I think we just put away Jace. No, actually. Yeah, let's put away Jace and I guess Lotus Petal. And then we Dark Ritual Doomsday and make a pile that just wins next turn. We are at 11 though. So we're going to be at 5, forces 4, fetches 3. So we can afford to put in one cycler here. Like one Street Wraith, I mean. Let's get the Thassa. We'll get the basic island. And we'll get 2 Edge of Autumn. 2 though. How bad is it then if... No, it's still fine. I was going to say if they wasteland me. And then 1 Street Wraith. Snowcourt Island on the bottom, Thassa, Cycler. Oh, you know what? I should have put Street Wraith above the Edge of Autumns. Yeah, this way if they do Wasteland us, then it potentially gets a little bit awkward. At most, it means we like have to put Thassa into play with. They get the Elegant Parlor end of turn. Here's Marsh Flats. Looks like no plays. Maybe they have Orcish Bowmasters. Is that a card they play? We will see. Let's cycle some lands. Or cycle some lands. Cycle some Edge of Autumns. Cycle the Street Wraith, draw the Thassa. If they have Lightning Bolt, there's a pause here, and I am at 3 life. Oh, it looks like they do. Let's hope they don't have 2 of those. And I'll play the Thassa here. If they have a removal spell, we can fetch. Let's hope it's not another bolt. Okay. It's a plow. Plow resolves. Fetch. And we win. Okay, cool. Not sure what we want here. I don't think we want to be like a creature deck. I think we actually want very minimal stuff here. Maybe we don't even want anything. Yeah, I'm just going to resubmit. Alright, opponent keeps 7. I'm going to keep, but this is the sort of hand that has no protection of any kind. It does have turn 1 Doomsday, so I don't think we get to throw those away. Like a Deafening Silence would be really annoying. Guide of Souls, okay. There's a Force of Will. Okay, I'm going to fetch basics here. I'm just going to cast Doomsday. There is a world where we want Jace. Yeah, maybe fetching that basic swamp was a bit of a punt. I want basic island to be able to be fetched. And what, Consider maybe? I don't think we want Jace. I think we just want Edge of Autumn. So we draw Consider away. I guess then Consider doesn't really matter. I mean, Consider could just be a Street Wraith. Consider is put on the stack and gets Pyro Blasted. It's also the mildest it can be on our life total. Snowcourt Island on the bottom, then Thassa, then the Cavern, and the 2. We have to pass through 2 combat steps of the opponent, so hopefully we're able to do that. And also hopefully they aren't able to like play a Disruptor Flute or something. They just make their land drop and they go and attack us for 1. I am going to play this Petal. It's not going to matter at all, but it is possibly something they might think matters and can keep them occupied. The most likely thing I think they have is Pyroblasts and then Disruptor Flute. Let's see. If they have the Disruptor Flute, I can't really beat it with this setup here. But Pyroblast we are going to beat, and Disruptor Flute, that's too late now, so I'm not sure what they have. If they have anything. Hey! They conceded. We won the game. 3-2. Okay. Okay, 3-2 with this list here. The 2 Demonic Councils felt medium plus. They didn't feel awesome. They also didn't feel like terrible at all. And there was at least one situation where I was really happy to have it, where it was like just better than you know, the alternative. I probably feel okay like exploring this a little bit more. I feel like we had some good games. We won and lost some close games. So I don't know, like I don't want to put too much stock into the league and the results. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think. I am still a little bit in doubt about Demonic Counsel. Yeah, I hope you enjoy this video. I hope you've enjoyed the videos I put out and the channel. And I really appreciate you watching. So, you know, please continue to do that. Makes a big difference. You know, do the YouTube stuff, subscribe, like the video, you know, write a comment, really helps. If you want to support the video beyond that, or the channel beyond that, you can join the Patreon. There's a link in the description. That is also just a fantastic big help, and you can also gain access to a Doomsday sideboard guide that I will update sort of as the format changes. All right, thanks so much, guys. Stay safe out there. I'll be back with some more Legacy. Bye.